What's going on, Extenders? It's Kenneth, SBM Boxing. Let's speak boxing. We got to see a great weekend of fights. This weekend was some great fights. You know, we got to see Andre Berto take on Josito Lopez. We got to see Sean Porter. A lot of controversy this weekend. We got to see Kovale take on Sean Pascal. A lot of controversy, a lot of upset fans regarding the referees. Pascal, it was a late stoppage, and Pascal felt like he still had some fight in the tank. He basically said that he has no idea. He was still there in the fight, has no idea why the ref jumped in, which I'll touch bases on a little bit. But as far as the Andre Berto versus, which is completely different, the Andre Berto versus Josito Lopez fight, my hat goes out to Andre Berto. I think, you know, he's lost his identity for quite some time. And he's been bouncing back and forth with his back-to-back losses. Virgil Hunter has been doing a great job with him. My hat goes out to him. He looked really, really good against Josito Lopez. Josito Lopez is not the top quality opponent, but Josito Lopez's resume, he's fought the best. You know, so it's a good setup fight, a good fight for them both. I had a good time for them to come up, step up to the plate, and get their footing back and get back into the rankings, get back into the mix. But I'm not going to discredit Andre Berto whatsoever. I think he looked good. I just think as far as the referee, you know, he actually had a good shot. You know, he hurt Josito Lopez. He hurt Josito Lopez. Josito Lopez got back up, knocked him down again. But I'm just choosing my words carefully. I don't want to discredit Andre Berto whatsoever, but as far as the stoppage itself, the referee, that was a unique stoppage. A very, very unique stoppage. It's very, very questionable. I have no idea what the referee was thinking. I think Josito Lopez, not like the Sean Pascal fight, Josito Lopez still had some fight in him. You know, I have no idea what the hell that was all about. But, you know, I don't want to talk about that too much. You know, I think Andre Berto, you know, not to discredit him, like I said, great victory for him. I want to see who he steps up and takes on next. But Virgil Hunter has been doing his thing, but just continue to do your thing, man. But anyways, as far as the Pascal versus Kovale fight, Kovale, that guy's a beast, man. Definitely a beast. A great, great performance. Pascal, you know, he showed a lot of heart. He came in to fight, and he put on a great performance for his fans. There was a lot of people that were there rooting on for Pascal. A lot of boosts for Kovale, but Pascal came in, looked very, very quick, left it all out in the ring. But I like the fact that Kovale, he's showing himself, like Bernard Hopkins says, he's a complete fighter. He's getting better and better in every single fight. He's getting better in every single fight. The one thing that he utilized a lot is he fall back to the basics, and it helps a lot of fighters out. And if you have this, you can take it a long ways. It'll help you out to set up some big shots. It'll help you out when you're struggling, and it's definitely, it'll set the pace for the fight. You know, what I'm speaking about is Kovale's jab. His jab, that short, quick, stiff jab was just catching Pascal all night. It was able to set the distance, set the tone, set the pace. You know, Pascal was landing some big shots against Kovale, and, you know, he was able to eat him. You know, he hurt Kovale, but you know what? He stuck to the jab, kept his distance, and just and set up some shots. You know, he followed up with some big overhand rights that was able to hurt Pascal. You know, as far as that stoppage is concerned, I understand where Pascal's coming from. He's a little frustrated. But Pascal, man, you were completely out of it, you know, completely out of it. But anyways, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about some boxing. Who are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about my predictions as far as Lucas Matthyss fight versus Ruslan Provodnikov. That's a very, very good showdown. Both fighters coming in, both unorthodox fighters. Both fighters, it's an even match. They're about 5'6", both of them. And that's going to be an absolute fucking war. They both have punching power, unorthodox fighters, and there's going to be a war. It's completely war. You know, you put a little bit of Provodnikov, you put a little bit of Lucas Matthyss, you throw Brandon Rios in the fucking mix. Holy shit. That's excitement right there. That's an absolute war. But anyways, Lucas Matthyss, like I said, he's 5'6". He's just like Provodnikov, 5'6". He's from Argentina. 40 fights, 36 wins, 34 of them coming by KOs. He's a beast. He's a knockout artist. He only has 3 losses, 1 no contest. His last victories itself looked really, really good. You know, he looked really, really good. He beat Roberto Ortiz. He beat John Molina Jr., who lost, got completely annihilated by Adrian Broner. My bad. I had to stop. I'm out of it right now. But not John Molina Jr., same John Molina Jr. that just recently, last week, lost to Adrian the Problem Broner. Lucas Matthyss lost to Danny Swift Garcia, United decision. He lost, defeated Lamont Peterson, TKO. And his last 4 fights, there you go. You know, he beat Lamont Peterson, TKO, Danny Garcia, John Molina Jr., and Roberto Ortiz. You know, that's his last 4 fights. Ruslan Provodnikov, like I said, the Siberian Rocky, unorthodox fighter as well. I think Lucas Matthyss is like 32, 33. I think he's at 33 years old, and Provodnikov is 31 years old. So he's beating him with age there. Provodnikov has 22 fights, 24 of them coming out of victory, 17, I believe so. KOs and 3 losses. Who did he lose to? He lost to Timothy Bradley. He lost to Chris Algieri, which I think he fucking completely got robbed by Chris Algieri. But his last 4 fights, Jose Luis Castillo, he won that fight. He lost and got completely robbed against Chris Algieri. He completely dominated, annihilated Mike Alvarado. Mike Alvarado, to me, looked bad in that fight. He lost to Timothy Bradley. The Timothy Bradley fight was a very, very close fight. Timothy Bradley has not looked so bad in a very, very long time. I think if they would have gave him at least another round or 2, I think Timothy Bradley was just barely in that fight. Timothy Bradley, you know, his approach, he wanted, coming off the Pacquiao victory off of Pacquiao, even though that was a robbery, Timothy Bradley wasn't in the right mindset. He wanted to show the fans that he could come out and box, but not to discredit Ruslan Provodnikov, but Provodnikov actually came in there and just made it a fucking war. Timothy Bradley won the fight, just boxing him, but anytime he came in exchange, he lost that battle, you know. And Provodnikov came out knocking Timothy Bradley down. Timothy Bradley had to take a knee, and he got saved by the bell for the most part. Like I said, if there was another 1 or 2 rounds, I think Timothy Bradley would have lost that fight. But anyways, Provodnikov looked very, very good against Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri, another fighter that just boxes, was able to knock down Chris Algieri several times in the first. I just thought he won that fight. You know, he landed the most power, the power shots. But Chris Algieri, he was able to catch him. He was able to cut the ring and do his thing. He was able to cut the ring effectively against Timothy Bradley. He was able to cut the ring effectively against Lamont Peterson and land some bombs. But what are we going to speak about? Just in comparison, I think Ruslan Provodnikov has fought the better opposition. Lucas Matthyss, yes, he's fought Danny Garcia, the likes of Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia, yes, he has a lot of punching power. Yes, he knows how to box and stuff like that. But with that fight, you know, Lucas Matthyss got completely outboxed, outclassed in that fight. He didn't do anything to Danny Garcia whatsoever. He didn't do anything to Swift. John Molina dropped him twice. Lucas Matthyss, his chin definitely got tested. But that's definitely, you know, as far as the fight, he was controlled, and if he was able to box, he was controlled by John Molina as well. Lucas Matthyss was able to come back and come out victorious. But as far as boxing ability, I think Provodnikov, yes, he's unorthodox and he's a brawler, but Provodnikov knows how to box. You know, Provodnikov is actually, he's a brawler, man. He's a complete brawler. This fight right here is going to be probably top three contender. Matter of fact, it might take the fight of the year. You just never know. And I know you probably see a bunch of shit in the back right now. I'm driving from from Orlando to Miami. I'm just grabbing some of the last things. I got the kids stuff in the back. Some of the last things. I'm actually to make a move to Miami. So I know if you're wondering, like, what the hell, man, you're a fucking hoarder? No, that's not the case. I'm actually, already made a couple trips, U-Haul and stuff like that. But I'm finalizing the trip. But anyways, what was my fight prediction on this one? I don't know, man. I would like to say I'm going to go with Provodnikov on this one. I have to say I go with Provodnikov on this one. To me, Provodnikov has his last 4 fights, he hasn't lost. He hasn't lost whatsoever. Algieri fight, fuck Algieri. Algieri lost that fight. So right now, he's undefeated as far as the last 4 fights. Even though he lost to Timothy Bradley, give it another round, he would have beat Timothy Bradley. And if you put Timothy Bradley against Lucas Matthyss, stylistically, that'd be a great matchup. But I think Timothy Bradley's on a whole different level than a John Molina Jr. So I think Provodnikov definitely has what it takes. He has the knockout power. He has the chin. He has the endurance. Lucas Matthyss, I don't know, man. You know, I would like to see Lucas Matthyss win. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas Matthyss comes out victorious. But if I was to put my money out on the table, I would say Provodnikov, man. And I would say Provodnikov is going to knock out Lucas Matthyss. You know, that's very, very fucking hard to say. But I'm going with Provodnikov with a KO on this one. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. Friend request subscribe. Have a good one.